Hello, this is Catherine Roberts with your Art Business Foundation, Module 2, Living in Balance and Looking at Where You Stand. Part 1 is about life balance. Without consciously realizing it, each of us takes on and switches between numerous roles throughout each day. So perhaps you wake up early and you get in a quick exercise routine before waking the children, serving up a healthy breakfast, getting them ready for school. These are your health and supermom or wonder dad roles. And then you head to your studio for a few hours of artist before sending digital files to your printer and meeting with your accountant in the afternoon, which is when you are in business owner entrepreneur mode. And at the end of the workday, you head home, resume your role of super parent, and get the kids into bed so you can become amazing husband, wife, or partner. So once or twice a week, you find 30 minutes or so to relax and spend time in quiet reflection in your spiritual role. The reality is that your average day may be slightly more or less hectic than this, but the point is, throughout your life, throughout your day, you will take on many roles across many areas. Most people find their life is less stressful and more harmonious when there is a balance among those key areas or roles that you have made priorities in your life. If all of your attention is focused on one or two roles, and you always feel that the other areas are neglected or pushed aside, you can easily become frustrated or resentful to the point where it colors every aspect of your life. The Wheel of Life is a popular coaching tool that helps you identify the areas or roles in your life you might be neglecting, or on which you spend too much or too little time. If you are brutally honest with yourself, it will provide a snapshot of where you are at the moment and where there may be imbalances for you to address in order to make your life and consequently your business more satisfactory and prosperous. In your first assignment, I'd like you to print out or draw a copy of the wheel and complete it by using the categories that are relevant to you. And here's what I mean by that. This exercise, it's designed to help you find the imbalances in your life, areas where you may want to focus more attention in order to feel more satisfied or more in control. So I want you to begin by listing 6 to 8 key areas or roles that make up your life at the moment. Examples might be health, career, art business, studio time, family and friends, spiritual life, home or living environment, recreation, personal growth, personal finance, your partner, your children. It's entirely up to you. These are the areas that you feel are important in your life. Once you have them listed, draw a circle with lines radiating out from the center, as in this diagram, and place one item from your list into each of the quadrants of the diagram. So you're going to place your mark on each line to indicate how happy or unhappy you are with that particular area of your life. So this is where you are right now, an accurate snapshot. So not where you want to be, but where you are. So at the center of the circus is 1. In the center of the circle is 1, the lowest possible score. And the outermost edge of the circle is a 10, meaning you are completely happy with this area of your life. I'm going to say it one more time because it's really important that you be brutally honest with yourself for this to work. Now you draw a straight or a curved line from one cross section to the next. And I've got an example of a completed one here. If this drawing were a wheel, my question for you is, how smooth or bumpy would your ride be? And what might you do to improve your level of satisfaction in particular areas? Remember that all areas of your life affect one another. You can't compartmentalize. Which areas, if any, do you want to focus on improving in order for your life to run more smoothly? You can share these discoveries if you choose, or just keep them in mind as you go forward. And as always, you can find links to download these documents under the video. Once you've done that, we're going to move on to part 2, which is identifying where you stand. You know I love quotes, so the one for this module is by Robert Schuller. And he says, "The only place where your dream becomes impossible is in your own thinking." Before you take off in a new direction, it's important to recognize where you've been and where you stand in the moment. So now I'd like you to spend a little time acknowledging some of the things you've already achieved and to start narrowing the focus so that you're looking more specifically at your art practice. There's another reason for listing what you've accomplished. When you start to see the things you've done the most of or have done particularly well, you can start to identify some of your key strengths. Your strengths represent your natural ways of responding to the world. And by going with the grain instead of against it, you'll find it easier to perform the amount of practice necessary to excel in your business. Here are a couple of examples of how activities can point to strengths. If you participated in multiple art fairs or events last year, open studios, etc., over a 6-month period, it is highly likely that you are very organized, focused, driven, able to meet deadlines, plan, and schedule effectively. Perhaps you maintained a blog for a period of 3 months or more. You are most likely a good communicator and writer, fairly social, reliable, and consistent. Many people spend a great deal of time and energy trying to improve the things they aren't particularly good at. Throughout our childhood and as adults, society tends to emphasize the need to improve our weaknesses. There is certainly nothing wrong with objective self-awareness and a conscious desire to be more balanced. But nobody is great at everything. And when you stop trying to be, by letting go of or outsourcing those tasks you struggle with and start focusing on the things you do best, you will reap far greater rewards far faster. And hey, guess what? By doing this, you also feel better. You get much more of a buzz from your business, and your creativity will be elevated even more. It's like an upward spiral. So your next task. In your journal, make a list of all you've achieved and accomplished in your art business over the past 12 months. Here are a few questions to stimulate your thinking, but by no means should they limit your list. Did your work progress? Did you move closer to the development of your own unique style of work? Did you discover or begin working with new mediums or in a new discipline? Did you increase the amount of time you spend in the studio? Move to a bigger or a better studio? Did you take steps toward developing the business side of your art practice? Don't forget starting this course. Did you update or develop a website or design and print business cards or promotional materials? Did you photograph new work for cards or prints? Did you participate in open studios, exhibitions, competitions, or shows? Did you visit museums or exhibitions with a specific purpose in mind? Don't forget to look at the less tangible things as well. Who did you meet or network with? Have you made changes in your personal life or relationships that will benefit your art business? Remember, this is your list. Write down those things that you feel are accomplishments or achievements, not just those actions or activities that are recognized as such by others. If you need to, pause the video or pause this recording and take a few minutes to complete your list. You may just be starting out as a professional artist and have a fairly short list, or your list may cover several pages. Regardless of the length of your list, I want you to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes thinking about and congratulating yourself on all that you have achieved. Then, once you've honestly congratulated yourself, refer to the list again and write down some of the traits, qualities, or attributes that have enabled you to achieve and accomplish the things that you've done. Again, I'll give you a few ideas to get you started. I'm able to meet deadlines. I'm well organized, hard worker, skilled with mediums I work in, a good teacher, a good networker, a good listener, receptive to feedback, a capable business person, good with money and finance. Remember to look at strengths of character and attitude as well, such as a good sense of humor, a positive outlook, strong faith, adaptable, insightful, tenacious, passionate, I suggest listing your traits on a card and posting it where you'll see it often. Whenever you feel challenged or need a boost, review your page of strengths and remind yourself of all that you have going for you. And as you grow and develop or recognize new strengths in yourself, be sure to make additions to the list. That's it for this module. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I look forward to talking to you on the next one.